5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Can you believe it's week 6 already in the National Football League? We are approaching week 6, folks. You know, when you went back to the beginning of the season, you know, all this COVID-19, you know, pandemic among us, we were in and out where we're going to really have a season, where we're going to not have a season. We're just in flux. We're in week 6, folks. Be thankful that football is here. Be thankful that we have football. We had a couple of hiccups, but yes, no games have been missed. Now, welcome to another episode of Can You Be Fantasy Typhoon, a.k.a. The Mentalist, a.k.a. my favorite analyst. Welcome to week 6. And without further ado, I bring on the creator of the show, Mr. Jeff Haseley of the world-famous Football Guys. What's up, Jeff?
Hey there, Typhoon. How you doing? Welcome to week 6. And hey, while I say a few words here, I just want to mention that your audio is kind of a little fuzzy, so I'm not sure if you want to make a change on the fly or not, but I'm gonna talk a little bit to our audience here about what this is all about in case you don't know. So every week, what we do is we look at each game from a against the spread point of view, and we flip a coin to determine who is going to win the game in terms of against the spread, the pick, the winning pick. And we use a coin flip to do that. And we use a website that does this automatically for us. The home team is always heads. The away team is always tails. And once we have all the picks, what Typhoon and I will then do is we will have 4 different picks that we can change that the coin came up with, right? So we have the ability to change 4 games that resulted from the coin toss. So last week, the coin was actually pretty bad. The coin went, let's see. Last week, the coin went 6-7. And I went 9-4. Typhoon went 4-9. And actually, we can look at this right here, the results of all of the games. Don't pay attention to this last week here. This is actually, let me hide that. That is from the previous week. But yeah, so we had the coin went, as I said before, 6-7. So we got 6 right, 7 wrong. And of the 4 picks that I had that I changed, you can see those here highlighted in yellow. We actually took the Denver-New England game off because, of course, it was canceled. So I really only picked 3. So I didn't get all of them right. But here's the Typhoon's picks, and he picked 4, and he also picked the Giants as well, just in case that New England game was canceled, and it was. So you can kind of take a look at how we did last week versus the coin. Of course, keep in mind, we're going with every pick that the coin makes with the exception of 4. So we can change any one of these 4. And these are my picks that we changed. Here's Typhoon's picks that we changed. And I got 3 correct. 3 out of the 3 correct. We're not including New England. And Typhoon, he missed 3, and he got the Giants right. So he got 4 out of 4. He got 1 out of 4. And I got 3 out of 3. I don't know why I didn't pick that. I didn't pick a different one, but either way. So now we're looking at week 6. And we're going to go over with you which game the coin picks. Typhoon, are you there? Did you get your audio working?
I'm still working on it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're just a little bit fuzzy a little bit.
I'm a little fuzzy?
A little bit. But, I mean, it's okay. It's not as bad as it was.
Okay.
Yeah. So, should we talk about this week and get into the picks?
Yes, let's go ahead and do it.
All right. So, here's what we do. You can see on the screen, here's all of the games this week, as well as the point spreads. And the home team is always on the left. The away team's on the right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and flip the coin here for the first game, Minnesota and Atlanta. Minnesota is at home, favored by 3.5. And all I do here is click this, and it gives me heads. So what that means is the coin takes Minnesota. Oops, let me change this all the way so that it's all in
So it's
black.
Minnesota 3.5.
Minnesota 3.5. That's right. Now, next game is Philadelphia plus 7.5 at home versus Baltimore, and the coin is going with Baltimore minus 7.5. All right. Let's see. Next, Carolina at home versus Chicago. Here's the pick. Carolina is minus 2.5. That's the pick. Okay, next, Colts at home versus Cincinnati. And the Colts are favored by 7.5. Here's the pick. It is heads, so it's the Colts. So we're going Indy minus 7.5. Next is Pittsburgh versus Cleveland, which is now turning out to be a pretty good battle here in the AFC North. Pittsburgh 3.5. Cleveland is on the road. Here's the pick. It is Cleveland plus 3.5. Interesting.
Cleveland plus 3, huh?
Yep. And New England minus 8.5 at home versus Denver. Here's the pick. The coin likes the home team, New England, 8.5. Okay. Jacksonville at home, getting 3.5 points against Detroit. So it's Jacksonville plus 3.5 versus Detroit. And the coin likes the home team, another head. So it's Jacksonville plus 3.5. Next, Tennessee minus 5.5 versus Houston. And the coin says Houston plus 5.5 against division rival Tennessee. All right. We are over halfway done here. The Giants, 3.5. The Giants are getting 3.5 points.
I know, right?
Or not getting, sorry. They're favored by 3.5 points against Washington, the football team.
Yeah.
So let's see who the coin wants. Come on, coin. And the coin says heads. They're taking the Giants. Okay. Next, Miami at home versus the Jets. And the Dolphins are getting our 8.5 point favorite. So here's the pick. And the coin likes the road Jets. Plus 8.5. Joe
Jets plus
Flacco getting
8.5.
another start. No Sam Darnold this week. No Le'Veon Bell. Ugh. All right. We'll talk about these games here in a bit. But next, Tampa Bay at home versus Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. And the Packers are favored in this game. So let's see. Who is it going to be? The coin likes the Packers. Minus 1.5. Remember, the Bucs lost to the Bears last week on the road. Now they're home to another tough matchup. Okay, San Francisco. Boy, haven't they gone in the wrong direction this year, huh? San Francisco plus 3.5 at home versus the Rams. And the coin says Rams minus 3.5. All right, two more. Buffalo plus 3.5 versus Kansas City. And this is a Monday night game. Actually, there's two Monday night games, right? The Bills and the Chiefs, and then the Cowboys and the Cardinals.
I'm starting to like this double up on Monday.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I'm gonna miss the no Thursday game, but hey,
I'm used to it. It's like it's just like a memory.
Yeah, I know. Right, exactly. All right, so Bills and Chiefs. Can the Bills rebound after a rough outing against Tennessee? Okay, here it is. The pick. Yes, they say Buffalo plus 3.5 at home against the Chiefs. And the last one is Dallas at home, Andy Dalton plus 2.5 versus Arizona. So Arizona's favored in Dallas. Wow, right? And the coin likes Dallas plus 2.5. Okay, so we got our picks. Can you see them?
Yeah.
Should I increase this? Is this better? All right. So now what we need to do is we need to pick our 4 games here. Which 4 games are you going to change?
Well,
let's start with your first one.
All right. Let me give you my first one, Jeff, and folks listening.
We'll just have to deal with the audio issues, though. It still sounds kind of fuzzy, but we'll have to work on that for the next time.
You can't hear me at all?
No, I hear you. It's just really,
There's a little fuzz in it?
yeah, you sound like you're underwater.
All right, let me fix it right quick.
Okay. While you're doing that, I'm going to just kind of. What's that?
I want to take top 30. Let me just put that out there.
I still couldn't hear you.
All right, I want to take Pittsburgh. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I definitely hear you. All right, Pittsburgh. You're taking the Spurg. -3.5, -3.5. So you got them -3.5. All right, that's fine.
Pittsburgh.
Since I won last week, I should get honors, right? Isn't that how it goes?
You beat the coin last week. Absolutely. Go on and tell the folks. That's all right to pat yourself on the back.
I should get honors. I should go first, right?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah, you should.
That's fine. I'm going to go with. Oh boy. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take Kansas City -3.5 at Buffalo.
That's a good one.
Yep, that's my pick. All right, so let me while talk amongst yourselves. Go ahead with your next pick. I'm color coordinating these so that we know whose is whose, and the picks that we're going against. So, all right. So, what's your second one?
Let's see. Philadelphia +2. So it took Baltimore.
Right.
I wanted to touch that one. Let's see.
There's some decent ones in here. It's just, do you want to pull the trigger or not?
Give me Detroit.
Detroit? Okay. Detroit -3.5.
Other side.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Detroit -3.5. Got it. Detroit is yours.
You know what? No, I would change that one. Go ahead. You go ahead and pick one. I would change that one, Jeff.
No, it's your pick.
I need time, is what I'm saying.
You want time? Are you like the person at the restaurant who can't decide on their menu item?
Yeah. I'm undecided.
Do you like that? Is that you?
Right now it is.
So you want me to take another one? Is that it?
Yeah, you go ahead.
All right. Okay. Oh gosh.
It's hard, huh?
It's only a coin flip. Essentially, when you think about it, right? When it comes to the point spread, because hey, you might think that Team A is going to win, but what if they don't cover?
But it's hard when the coin is flipping on stuff that you want.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And I can't take Pittsburgh, can I?
Nah, go ahead. We're not doing doubles anymore.
We're not doing that. All right, then.
You got to stand on your own 2 feet now.
That makes it harder. That makes it much harder. Let's do. Oh man, I guess I'm going to take Washington -3.5 against the Giants because NFC East, right? We have no idea, right? We don't know what's going to happen week to week.
For my second one, let me take Miami.
Miami -8.5.
Yeah,
good one. All right.
I think I'll take that one.
All right. My turn. I'm going to take Cincinnati +7.5. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, and it'll be like a 20-14 type of game, and Cincinnati covers. So I'm going to take the Bengals. Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, T. Higgins.
Give me Chicago.
Chicago on the road, getting points. Oh, what am I doing? 2.5. Okay. Chicago is yours. Sounds good. All right, my last pick. Let's see. Well, it kind of it's limiting, isn't it?
That Tampa Bay Green Bay is a little scary.
A little scary, right? 1.5.
It's going the wrong way.
We haven't seen like a 1.5 game in like a couple weeks.
If it was going the other way, I would definitely take. It's going the way I want it. You know.
Yeah.
I want Green Bay.
I'm with you. I agree with you there. What if Dallas just can't play well? You know what? I'm going to do it. Arizona minus the 2.5 on the road at Dallas on Monday night. Going with it. Okay, your last pick.
I should have took that one.
Yeah.
Can we do the same? No, I'm joking.
You want to trade picks? I'll give you Dallas. You give me Miami.
No, I'm sticking with my Miami.
I mean, not Arizona. Oh man! All right, so you get one more pick. Who's it gonna be? Tennessee, Houston, New England.
Yeah, I want New England. I want that one.
Mm-hmm.
I want the Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing,
Tennessee.
though.
Give me Tennessee.
Tennessee.
That's it. That's the.
You're gonna take Tennessee?
That's the one.
Okay. I mean, that's not a bad pick. I was, the division rivals. I don't know, maybe try to stay away from those, even though I took Washington and the Giants. But yeah, looks good, man.
Yeah, give me that one.
All right. Well, we are locked and loaded for this week. Any thoughts on last week at all? Any thoughts on this week? On if you had to pick one game to be correct, which one would you pick? Which one would you take?
I would have to continue with Pittsburgh. I think I picked them kind of like every week, and they come through. So they're kind of like my go-to.
You know what? I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to highlight this in purple here, right? Because that's the one that you think is definitely going to win. If I had to pick, and it can be against the coin or with the coin. How about that? Just whatever line you think is the strongest. I'm going to say.
Oh, I can pick one that I didn't pick?
Yeah, you can take any line and just say, I think that's just the best pick of the week.
Oh, the strongest one is the New England 8.5.
8.5, you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. You want to take them, or do you like Pittsburgh?
No, I'm saying that's the one for the lock.
Okay. You're saying lock 8.5 for New England.
Yeah, for the lock, but I don't want it because
I'm going to say my lock. I'm going to say Green Bay 1.5. I just think they're going to beat Tampa Bay, even though that line 1.5. It's like a coin flip, pretty much. It's almost a pick 'em game.
Oh yeah, that's almost done. That's almost done.
I like what Green Bay is doing right now. They're coming off of a bye. Tom Brady is struggling. It seems they still have injury issues. Green Bay is playing pretty well. I like Green Bay, even though it's the smallest line of the week.
That's a good one.
Is that weird?
That's going to change. That's going to change once folks start betting and the money comes in. They're going to move that.
And by the way, folks, we use the CBS sports lines for the week. So that's where these lines are coming from, by the way, in case you're curious. I also kind of like the Rams 3.5 at San Francisco. But then again, you never know. With the NFL, you never know. I mean, look what the Raiders did against the Chiefs, right?
Yeah, they did.
I mean, you never know. And this is a division game. So
it was like last week, the Raiders and the Chiefs, the roles reversed.
Yeah.
The Chiefs was the one going deep. And the Chiefs were the one dinking and dunking. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And what did you think about Cincinnati and Baltimore? Did you like the fact that Cincinnati went for the field goal at the end just so that they didn't get a shutout?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. As far as, trying to keep morale high, and you don't want to walk out of there with a blank, and you already got AJ Green whining, I want to be traded, and you already got enough internally going on. Yes, I think that 3 points, kind of it didn't heal it, but you came out of there with at least 3. Yeah, I agree with that.
You like that call?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, there were people who were, anti that call, right? They're like, hey, I mean, it's kind of like trying to bunt when there's a no-hitter going on in the 9th inning, right? It just kind of seems like that's a little,
yeah, when you're looking at the history books and you look back, you're looking at over Joe Burrow's thing. They started doing the shutouts. How many times he was shut out? It alleviates some of that. So I would have done it. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if I'm the Bengals, yeah, I probably do it too. But I mean, I also see where Baltimore is kind of like, what are you doing, right? So we see it in college all the time.
Yeah.
It's like 41-0, and team gets somewhat close. Instead of going for it on 4th, they'll kick the field goal. Like, what's that going to accomplish? But yeah, you're right. I kind of
in that situation for that team at that moment, I would have done it. Now, if it had been a different team, different situation, I would have done different. But for Cincinnati and for that time and for that new staff and for the new quarterback and for the history books, I would have took it. Yes, in that situation.
Okay, gotcha.
But folks, let me do a quick recap, right quick, folks, of what I did and why I did it. The Carolina minus 2.5 is what the coin took. That's a field goal. So Carolina pretty much has the field goal as soon as the game starts. I'm thinking Chicago defensively can overcome it. Although I like what I see out of Carolina. It's very good coaching from Matt Rule. Joe Brady is calling excellent games. The thing is, the talent level isn't, high enough for them to actually overcome and be very competitive. But once they start, drafting and bringing in FAs here and there, that's going to be a good team because it's sound coaching, because you can see what they're coaching is not just going in the players' ears and out. What they're coaching is going to the player's brain, and then they're activating it on the field. So I like signs of good coaching. So that's something good going in Carolina, Jeff. Your Panthers got something going on. I was kind of skeptical of Matt Rule at first, but I've been watching you guys because, like I do, I watch every game. And going back and watching the game, you're playing sound. You're playing sound football.
Well, we could have a whole show on just Carolina. Yeah, I already do. But
you're playing sound football in Carolina, man. You just need talent level. Talent level.
And the run defense needs to improve. And one thing about
this talent level.
What's that?
Up your talent level. That all will come.
Yeah, true. One thing about this game is that the Bears have only allowed 8 touchdowns all year, which is the fewest in the entire league. So it's going to come down to the Chicago defense versus the Carolina offense. And offensively, they have the number 4 pass ranking in terms of yardage in the league. I was surprised by that. Dallas, Kansas City, and Buffalo are ahead of them in terms of passing yards, and that's it. So, yeah, it's going to come down to Carolina's offense versus Chicago's defense. And then, of course, what can Chicago's offense do against Carolina's defense? But I think it's going to be fairly tight in terms of score. And that 2.5 is, that's kind of right around where I think one of these teams is going to win by a field goal. So my hope is it's Carolina.
I'm choosing Chicago. Now, you think Le'Veon Bell lands in Chicago?
That's where the odds were saying. Chicago is the number 1 fit, I think, in terms of they actually were looking at odds on this. And I think Chicago was the top. New England's another one. And then there's some dark horses, right? Like New Orleans. I heard that. I'm like, ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah, that is.
Going back to Pittsburgh, that's sort of interesting, right?
I can see that.
It seems like Tampa Bay is like the Yankees, where they just keep on buying players until they get it right.
Nah, that's not happening.
No, I don't think so either. Miami could use them.
Yeah.
San Francisco, maybe, but I really like Mostert, and I think that Mostert is the guy that San Francisco is going to roll with.
Nah, not San Francisco.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Chicago, New England. I mean, he's going to want to go to a team that's a contender, right?
I would think so.
I would think so too. Or then again, what if he says no and just kind of sits out the year and doesn't have to worry about anything, and then
I think he wants to play.
He can sign his agreement after the season's over.
I think he wants to play. I think he's already missed a year already. I think he wants to play. I mean, I would be ready to play. You know,
Chargers too. The Chargers could use him.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
The Chargers are also, they're not really in contention, right? Herbert's 0-3, and what were they before that?
No, Anthony Lynn's 0-3.
Anthony Lynn is 0-3.
Yeah.
Has Herbert won yet?
No, I'm saying Anthony Lynn is the one causing those 0-3s. Herbert's doing his job.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Got it. So yeah, I don't know, but I think that Chicago's a good spot. I think New England's a good spot. You got the potential for him to come in and be the top guy right off the bat, which would just be horrible for Damian Harris, Rex Burkhead, James White, the mix.
Man, could you just see him just smashing him in there in that running back room? I could see it too. Belichick could do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, he did it with Corey Dillon. Remember? I mean, we're going back.
And then he'll play all of them.
Yeah, right. He'll play all of them. Oh man, and then
situational football at its best.
He wouldn't like that. Le'Veon Bell wouldn't like that.
They winning.
They are winning.
That winning cures all, man.
Yeah. True.
But let's see. Let me continue here. I picked Pittsburgh pretty much because that's been my crutch this year. I pretty much picked Pittsburgh, and they haven't let me down yet. So hopefully I can keep that streak going along with Pittsburgh. A 3.5. Thinking they could. I don't know. It depends on. I think Baker has some sort of rib injury, so we'll see what that entails.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Pittsburgh's defense is excellent against the run, which is what Baker needs to do. They're using Baker. Finally, they're using Baker the way he needs to be used. Minimize him. You're a game manager. Turn around, put that ball in the running back's belly, and let's wait. And we'll take our calculated play action pass shots down the field. That's how Baker needs to be used. That's why they're 4-1?
Yeah.
That's why they're doing what they're doing. And Pittsburgh can take that away. Let's see. Tennessee. I chose Tennessee over Houston. Tennessee is a football team. That is a unit that actually mimics their head coach that can coach.
Mm-hmm.
He can coach. And that team is a smash mouth team. They hit you upside the head. They're very physical. And that's the last thing Houston wants to see. The offensive line is in shambles.
Mm-hmm.
Even though David Johnson looks good. I know you guys own David Johnson in your fantasy leagues. You're looking at him and you're looking at his box score, you're looking at his points, and you're just like, oh man, I need to trade this dude. But it's not really David Johnson. David Johnson looks like David Johnson of old. It's just a simple fact that the offensive line is horrible. And Watson is just running for his life pretty much on every play. But they got it done last week. So I think that was their get well game with welcoming Romeo Crennel as the interim head coach. I think Tennessee comes in and gets that by a touchdown, even though it is a division rival. Once again, another division rival. I chose Miami over the Jets. And with 8.5, that's pretty hefty. I usually try to stay away from anything over 7.5, 6.5, pretty much about the highest I really want to go as far as going against that. Having a team cover, I went ahead and chose Miami. I mean, Jets. I mean, it's abysmal there in Jets. I really just can't understand how Adam Gase is still surviving this. I just don't get it. I just don't understand that. I don't understand it. That's one of the world's greatest mysteries. but he's still employed. I'm not rooting for the man to lose his job. All I'm saying is I just don't understand how that head coaching style is still employed. But I went ahead and went out against the coin, and I chose Miami. What about you, Jeff?
Yeah, so I'll go through mine. So first one I picked. Well, I'll just go through them in the order where you see them there. I took Cincinnati plus 7.5 because I think that this is going to be a fairly low-scoring game. And a low-scoring game and a high line like that, I lean the team that's getting the points. So I like Cincinnati there. Heck, they might even keep it to 3 points or so. So I like Cincinnati getting the points. I think they're going to come back and bounce back a little bit. I think Joe Burrow is going to show his leadership skills some. I think we'll see some from T. Higgins more in this game. Now, the Colts have a good defense, right? And they are doing really well in terms of turnovers. I think they have like 9 interceptions this year. So that's a concern, right? But I still think this is a low-scoring game because the Colts offense is kind of sputtered. And I just think that Cincinnati's going to be able to keep pace. So that's my first one.
Let me just say this about the Colts defense. Colts defense is swarming. They're all over the place, and they get their hands on a lot of pass PBUs, pass breakups, but they don't get flagged. So those guys are doing it, man, as far as defense. But go ahead.
Sure. The other one I took was Washington on the road at the Giants. And this is more about the Giants than it is Washington. The Giants did at least something versus Dallas, but man, I don't know. I am not sure about their offense or their defense really right now. And Washington, it seems like they have something to prove. So I took Washington here minus 3.5. Next one was Buffalo at home versus Kansas City on Monday night. I said, let's go with Kansas City minus 3.5. Buffalo's coming off a tough loss. With the Bills, it seems like when they lose, then they kind of go in a little bit of a slump. So I think this is a tough matchup for them against the Chiefs. I'm not sure if they're quite ready for it because they weren't really ready for Tennessee. I think Kansas City comes out and beats them in Buffalo. But it could be a fairly high-scoring game. I'm talking like 35-30 type of game. And then the last one was Arizona at Dallas on Monday night. 2.5 points is their favorite. I just think that Kyler Murray and their offense is just going to do better than what Andy Dalton can do against Arizona. So the Dallas defense is really kind of concerning. I'm not sure if that's – obviously they're going to try and do something to prevent these big games against them. But, when you don't have the horses back there, right? And they've got injuries that they're dealing with. I don't know. I just think that Arizona would be a decent win here, and the 2.5 is not that much. So that was my last pick.
Okay. All right. I see you.
We'll see how we do.
I wanted that game, but I couldn't go against a Dallas win. So I could take Dallas, but I don't want to take them to where they're losing.
Yeah.
So I had to bypass that one this time. But I got it last week. I got the Giants one.
Yes, you did.
Covered.
Yes, you did. And I was shocked. I was shocked at that game. I watched the full game, right? And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, are the Giants going to win this game?
You saw it, didn't you?
Win this game?
You saw it, didn't you? You saw what
and
I
then,
saw. That went down.
Gallup got that Mario Manningham like catch at the end.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
You see that pass though?
Yeah, that was a beautiful pass. Dalton, how about that?
Look, when they showed Dalton on the sideline, did he have his pads on?
I don't think so.
I think he had to put his pads on before he went out there to play, man. I'm like, oh my God, he's not even ready.
It wouldn't surprise me, but can you do that? Do people really do that?
I could have sworn it looked like he was like, help me.
Well, when they showed him on the sideline, it was like he was kind of doing this. Like, okay, I'm going in. And maybe that made you think that he's adjusting his pads. I don't know.
Man, I saw him over there like this, guy putting his pads, but I probably didn't. They showed it quick, so I'm pretty sure it went fast. I'm pretty sure he had his pads on ready to go. I'm just saying that's what it kind of looked like.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Well, you ready to tie a bow on this show?
Yeah, let's tie a bow on it, man. Wrap it up. Look, folks, this is another week of Can You Beat the Coin? This is week 6. I'm your humble host of Fantasy Typhoon, along with the creator, Jeff Haseley of the world famous Football Guys. And we are signing off. We'll be back Wednesday for week 7.
Thanks, guys. Take care. Enjoy your week.